In this tutorial, we will cover some of the node additions to Mari Extension Pack 6. Extension Pack 6 adds both completely new nodes to Mari, as well as modifies existing Extension Pack nodes with new features. The really big node additions have separate in-depth tutorials that I will link in the description, so we only give them a short shout out here since this video is made to cover the numerous small node additions instead of being a big detailed tutorial. The biggest new node that was added in Extension Pack 6 is undoubtedly the Circular Pattern Generator, which is a new node in the pattern engine. The node is made to create patterns based around rings and circles and has an infinite amount of looks to offer. There's a detailed tutorial available going over all these settings, so make sure to check that one out. All other pattern engine nodes, such as the main pattern generator, have also received updates, for example allowing you now to mask the effects of them based on images and shapes. The next new node is the Alligator Noise, which is a noise implementation of the popular noise type found inside Effects Houdini and allows you to achieve the same looks directly inside Mari. The Alligator Noise is also now available as an option in the Noise Selector node, as well as inside Extension Pack's Smart Masks. Speaking of Smart Masks, they have been updated to contain a new debug mode that allows you to view different control groups of the masks. Next, we have a range of nodes handling blend modes. While Mari's native merge node allows you to set blend modes to mix together different node streams, the new Extension Pack Blend Mode node library provides a simple, fast, one node, one blend mode option, without the need for the way more expensive merge nodes. Another useful addition is the introduction of masked adjustments. Extension Pack 6 adds new versions of commonly used filter and adjustment nodes to Mari that have their own mask port. This allows you to directly mask out the effects of the filter, without resorting to having to use a separate node to apply a mask. To check that your materials are authored correctly, we now have a new PBR Safe Checker node. This node will check your albedo and metallic map for physically based rendering compliance. Your base color will be checked if it is too dark or too bright, and the metallic input will be checked against the base color input to see if the base color has valid values in metallic areas. Invalid areas will be marked in red, allowing you to quickly spot and fix issues. The Axis Projection node now offers new options to offset images per projection axis, here in the Transform tab. These options can be used, for example, with the new Object Center node. By default, the Axis Projection node will set its internal transformation based on your object center, which is defined in this alignment dropdown, where you can also select different modes. That means that switching to another object will evaluate the projection differently, and not like it's just another object in a static world projection. If you find yourself in need of a world space projection, but have mistakenly authored your projection in centered mode instead, you can now use the Object Center node to rectify this. To do so, create the new node and tick on the Invert Position checkbox. Plug the output into the 3D offset port of a Manifold 3D node, and plug the Manifold 3D node into your axis projection. Now go to the new Absolute UV Offsets group and enter -0.5 in each value field. And we have now converted our axis projection to work in world space again, as if we had authored it previously set to world directly in the alignment group. A performance optimization can be found in all nodes containing image attributes, so inside the Axis Projection node as well. Here below the image slot, we find a new checkbox called Optimize Loading. If this checkbox is ticked on and the image slot is empty, the node will abort its calculation and fall back to the settings defined in this base color group. This can be a useful feature if you're authoring generic materials that account for many possible channel mappings, such as Extension Pack's default material templates. Extension Pack's material templates are fully set up standard materials that allow mapping of nearly all attributes with images. They act as a flexible baseline material for you to quickly assign images to. However, as you can see inside the material template, this comes with the downside of being very complex, even if, for example, you only want to use a handful of slots. The new Optimize Loading checkbox, which is turned on by default in the material templates, rectifies this by preventing Mari from calculating channel slots that are not in use. If for whatever reason though you experience problems, simply enter the material templates and turn off the checkbox for the relevant image or axis projection nodes. The final notable node change in Extension Pack 6 is a new mask output port on the color range to mask nodes. This new port will always provide you with a full black and white mask of your color range selection, regardless of the preview option chosen in the node properties of the node. This new addition should make cases obsolete where you forget to reset the preview options to their defaults and the main output still returns results, for example a background overlay or partial wipe.